Hello guys, welcome to the studio. So we're going to be taking a look at step sequencer and how you can use it to improve your workflow as a producer on any of these devices. So let's take a look at your step sequencer. Now this is the step sequencer right here, and we're going to take a look at what it does, how it actually can help you to speed up your workflow as a producer on any of this MPC device. If you're using the Touch or maybe some other versions of MPC, you might not see the step sequencer button somewhere around here. You will have to go to the main screen and then enable the step sequencer here. But if you are using the Live or the Live 2, some couple of other ones, the step sequencer is just right here. Yes, right there, right there. That's it. So now let's go. Let's come back here. We're going to be using MPC Touch for the sake of the screen that we're currently showcasing onto you, which will help you to be. We're trying to make it clearer so that you can easily have a better time, to grasp basically what we're teaching right here. Let's start with what is the step sequencer. Let's go back to the main. If you're already conversant with the likes of maybe Fruity Loops, I'm talking of FL Studio, you understand how step sequencer basically works. What it does is it converts the pad into steps for you. So as opposed to you having to press record and then start punching in your MIDI event, if you're in step sequencer mode, what it does is it simply converts your pad to the steps. So all you need to do is enable or disable. Enable or disable. When you enable a pad by pressing it, you want to disable it again, you press it, takes it off. So any pad that lights up basically means those pads are enabled, and then you can easily, as you see the playhead as it's moving, kind of like in a green button, in a green light. So anywhere you want that playhead to strike an event, that is where you are going to tap. That, or you know what, strike the event here, strike this event here, and you can apply it to each of all your pads. So let me just take a look at what we currently have right now. Let's go to grid view. What I want to basically alter here, let's hear it first, so that then we'll discuss what I want to alter. Play start. Yes, that's what we have. Now I want to alter this particular hat. I want to add some, I want to chop it and add some, some funkier events to it. I just want it to sound, straight up like that. I need to add some rolls and things like that. I can actually do it better on the step sequencer, even more than you think you can use your note repeat. This one in the last, on our previous episode, we used the note repeat. But you can actually use the step sequencer to just make something awesome out of it, and that's what we're going to take a look at that right now. So before I can proceed with that, let me even see what this basically this 804 that we select on this part 4. Let's go to step sequencer and see what it looks like, and I'll explain to you the step sequencer interface and then what each one of them does. So now this is step sequencer. The reason why you are seeing one step sequencer, because of the screen, you are only able to see 1 to 16, just like you have right now. 1, as you can see underneath, you have 1, 2, 3 up until 16. Now for you have timing correct, this particular one which is there. Then let me close. I'm just trying to show you where we are. After that timing correct, you have your bar. Now what bar means is it's trying to say we have 4 bars, right? But for each of the bars on the screen, as you can see, we are on bar 1 currently. We are on bar 1 currently. If you check this parameter that shows velocity, let me go back out from here. Beside it, that's to the left of that parameter which shows velocity, we have pad A4, and then we have bar 1. If I want to check what is happening on the second bar, all I need to do is press the plus button. If I press the plus button, you see bar will change to 2. If I press the plus button, it changes to 3, and it changes to 4. But the reason why you're able to see just one, you will be able to see 1 bar at a time, and your time division is currently 16. You can see to the right of velocity. Then after the time division, you have you see that 116 which is disabled. It's simply because the screen can only show you steps of 1 to 16 per time, because your pad is just 16, 1, 4 to 8, 12, and 16. and you are supposed to be using the pad to sequence your step. So that's why you have number 1 to 16 on your screen, and then your this here to the right of time division, you have just 1 to 16. The moment you change your time division to maybe like something like 32, you are going to have your 116 will be enabled, and you can now nudge to the left or to the right, and you see to show either 1 to 16 or 1 to 32. Don't worry, we'll get there. I'll show you. Then nudging basically means if you enable any pad on the step sequencer, if you enable any step, if you nudge it forward, it goes. If you nudge, everything you've enabled or you've already that is active will shift to the next one, so the next step. If you nudge it backward, everything will shift to the previous step. So nudging is just kind of like you are moving it from where it was, a step forward or a step backward. And you have bar select, this particular bar select. What this does is basically just allow you to select a pad straight and then jump into it. So when I press on pad select, pad comes up, I can easily select the pad I want to work with. Let's say this. Once I select this, it turns green and it knows now, okay, that's the pad I want to work with right now. But as like I said, we want to work with this hat. Let me go back, get out of the pad select. Now, your pad basically is the same thing as pad select, but instead of you to be able to have the liberty of jumping to pad using the pad select, pad can basically we just use to move up or down, a nudge. So if as I'm pressing the minus, it's taking me to the previous pad. If I'm pressing the plus, taking me to the next pad. So that's just how it works. And if there's any event on that particular pad, I will see it here on the step sequencer. But like I said, I'm not going to waste your time, teaching you how to make the beat per se. We already have a beat. We just want to fine tune, use step sequencer to fine tune the hat. And like I said, this process is applicable. All you need to know is learn how to work this out. Then by the time you get a hang of it, you can apply it to any of your own workflow. You can apply it to any beat you're making, and you see the outcome superb and awesome. So now, like I said, we're on 116. So let me change that. This is what we have right now. Let me play for you. You see the pad moving you see the green light moving. Because this is first bar, you might only just see it on the first bar plays. Other bars you might not see, except I start moving the bars forward. So let's play. You can see the green. Now it's on the second bar already. So that's why you will not see it anywhere again, either on your screen or here. It will come back now. So if I need to see what's happening on other bars, all I need to do is press the bar. This is the second bar. Third one, I'll bar again. You see, I have to come back down to the beginning, to the first bar. That's it. So let me go to the time division and make it 32. When I make it 32, do you see what happened? 1 to 16 becomes enabled. Now, if I click on the 1 to 16, it simply means I can just use my scroll wheel, my jog wheel, right, to select, is it 1 to 16 I want to work with right now, or the 17 to 32? Because the time division is 32. That means I divided the step into 32, and I want to be able to deal with them. Now, 1 to 16. If you play 1 to 16 now, let's play it on the first bar. Let me show you how it works. Now, for this first one, I want to try some things out. I will just try and, add some things by selecting. Like I said earlier, you don't need to record. All you need to do is tap the bars. Do you hear that? I'll enable on this again. As you can see, a tap takes it off, a tap brings it back. Now, so you can hear the difference in what I'm doing as I'm pressing it. So if you spend time here, you basically be able to do some modifications and some rolls that will basically just be tinkling to your ears. So let me go to the next. This is the first 16, like I said. I know 73 to 32. from here, I can say just stay on one bar for me so that I can work this out first. Do you get? So if you click on your bar, you can select how many bars you want to work with right now. Then if I can click to 2, then I can come now, I can press the plus to go to the second bar. And while here, I can also basically just add some rolls and try it out. If I don't like it, I take it off. If I like it, I put it there. Do you get that? That's 17 to 32. So let me come back to on the 16. Don't like that. Do you see that it's different now? And that is what Step Sequencer can offer you. I can still take you further down where we are right now. Let me go back to the first bar and then change my time division to 64 instead of 32. As you can see, all the parts that are light up means there are events on them. Anything I hit now, let's try this. Let me try this. Two on the side would mean a very fast roll. You hear that? Now you get the concept. I believe by now you get the concept, right? Basically, Step Sequencer just allows you you don't need to press record. Once you're in sequencer mode, you can easily just, start punching in, kind of like a step. That's why it's called Step Sequencer, because you are basically just working on it step by step. You are seeing how the step is moving, how the green bar is moving, and anywhere it gets to, if you really want an event to happen or take place in that place, you enable it, otherwise you disable it. And so that's basically what Step Sequencer is about. So I would advise you to also try. Let's go back to the menu. Let's go back to the grid view. Now, can you see what we have here? So let me take the bars back to 4, 3, 4. Can you see what we have here right now? Let me enlarge that for you. You can see there are some chops already in place that you might not be able to recreate if you are using the note repeat. You have to do a lot more to do that, to make that happen on the note repeat. But then you can easily just go to Step Sequencer and get that done. So if you play it now, you see the different field. I'm gonna try and say, let me come here and say and tell the auto scroll to follow our to follow that particular playhead. So let me start from the beginning. To the last two, we didn't touch them. Yes, there you have it, the power of the Step Sequencer. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Let's go.